Hey guys, it's Lori here. Today we have a tutorial for you, and it's actually called the Steven in Lori's World. You'll hear the story as I go through and curl my hair. I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay guys, so let's get started. First by bringing all of your hair in front, and then what I like to use to curl my hair is just a normal, this is a Conair Infinity Pro, and I find that this works just as well as any of the winders or any of those that you can find at the professional salon. And what we're gonna do is, after you get it all separated, just start in the back with a small section. I like my sections to be probably about this thick, if you can see right here. And then what we're gonna do the entire time while we're curling is you're gonna point your curling iron down this way. And see the screws up the top? Make sure not to get your hair too close to the screws or it'll rip your hair out. So, point it down, and then you're gonna wrap your hair all the way around. And I should mention, I did put heat protector all on my hair right before I started this segment. I guess I probably should have showed you guys that part too. So only leave it on for, I would say, not even 10 seconds. And then you're gonna let it drop. See how it has a little curl in it? And you're gonna do this for your entire head. So just do portion by portion. And while I'm doing this, I guess I can tell you guys, I actually call this method that I'm doing the Steven. And of course there's a story behind it. I was at the salon getting my hair done, and my hairstylist and I, we always trade stories, you know, talk about what all we've been up to. And I got a story mixed up about a guy, and I could have swore she told me that the winder or bionic winder, whatever it's called, that she was using was called the Steven. So every time I do this to my hair now, that's actually what I call it. So if you ever wear your hair curly, you can say you Stevened it. And everybody will look at you like a fool, but I'll know what you're talking about. So we're just doing this all throughout our hair. Make sure you point the curling iron down like I am. You don't want to have it up and at a different angle, or your curls will turn out a little bit funny. And also, you know, we're not picking the curls out. We're not doing anything to the curls as we go through our hair, because the curls do need to set. Get a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. And I actually don't put the whole hair on. You can see there's a little piece out right here. So I'm not curling the entire strand of hair. Then just let it go and it drops slowly. As you can tell, it doesn't take too much long either. I'm going a little bit slower than what I normally would, just so we could film it. Most mornings I can curl my entire head like this. I would say probably 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And when you get towards the front, I try to make the pieces a little bit smaller. I feel like it looks a little bit better. You'll also, I don't know if I've mentioned, but notice how I'm curling all of my hair. You're putting the curling iron in and you're going back away from your face. That's how I like to curl my hair. Sometimes you can put a few in the back forward, but if you curl them away from your face, it does look the most attractive. Okay, so as we're getting close to the front of the face, as I said, I like to split mine up. Be careful with your hand being so close to the curling iron. I know that's a silly thing to remind you of, but especially when you're doing this on the curling iron, it's really, really easy to burn your hand. Bangs, I feel like bangs are always a little bit tricky. So what I like to do is the same method, and you just don't curl them as much. So I just put about that much of my hair on. And then I kind of let it fall out. See how it just has a little swoosh to it? Looks pretty. So you can see how this side's curly this side's still straight and flat and kind of gross. So let's do the same thing to this side. How big the strand is, so we want to break it up into a smaller portion. We're going to do the same thing. Put the curling iron back here and wrap it backwards against your hair, and then leave a little bit out. Leave it in for only about 10 seconds. And then just kind of let it drop off the curling iron by itself. Okay? A lot of times if I get in a hurry, I don't let it drop by itself off the curling iron, and most of the time that's when I get it stuck in that little screw. I'll show you. In the little screw, then I'll rip some of my hair out. So make sure to let it fall off by itself. Also, notice that the handle part of the curling iron is towards the top, and the black part is towards the bottom. When I first started doing this, I was doing it upside down, and I couldn't figure out why my hair wouldn't fall off with the curling iron. Okay, so let it fall off naturally. Da-da-da. Ooh, that's a good curl. Doo-doo-doo. So let it set. Your curls will hold in your hair a lot. Ooh, I just burnt my leg. Your curls will hold in your hair a lot longer if you let the curl set. This was a trick that I actually just learned from my hairstylist not too long ago. So okay. Yeah, each time I put the curling iron down, I'm actually putting it in between my legs. And I just fried my leg a minute ago. That's gonna hurt tomorrow. Okay, so anyways, the things I do for you guys. We're almost to the front. See how that one's up kind of high? Be careful putting it up that high. Sometimes it won't curl that much. Okay, that one curled decently. Okay, so we're towards the front, so break it up into smaller sections again. And you know, when you're curling your hair, there's no really right or wrong way to do it when you're doing it like this. I would just recommend curling everything back and not leaving it in as long as what you normally would. You don't want prom curls, which I guess you could always brush them out. Okay, so that's our last piece. We're just gonna let it dangle. And then let's take a look at all of our curls. So they look pretty curly. If you want, you can kind of take your fingers and go through them a little. What I like to do is to take a paddle brush. This is just a Conair brush. You know, you can get it at Target, Walmart, whatever's around you. Kind of hold onto my hair and just brush the curls out a little bit. This is gonna give it that natural look. Same thing on this side. Brush your curls out just a smidgen. And then voila, there you have curly, beautiful hair. If you want to hairspray it a little bit, you can. There's no need to, unless if you're wearing this out. Sometimes I do hairspray a little bit, but I like it to be soft and flowy and you know, to feel nice. So typically I don't hairspray mine. Hope you guys found this tutorial helpful, and until next time, toodles!